Probability less than 2, we've done the grade 7 review stuff and we're up to the grade 8 stuff, which makes things a lot easier because now we have this equation. We're rolling 2 dice. We're rolling these 2 dice and we want to figure out what is the probability of something. So what is the probability of rolling, let's say, a 6 and then a 6? So the probability of rolling a 6 and then a 6. Well, in the first row, we'd have to say, well, how many times on this one right here, this die right here, how many of them are 6s? Only 1. And how many sides are there total? 6 ways it could go down or totally happen, right? And in the second one, how many of them, here's the other one, we're going to roll the other one as well. When we roll that, how many of them are 6s? Only 1. Out of how many sides total? 6. So we would take this fraction from the first roll and the fraction from the second roll, and we take these 2 independent events and we would multiply them in order to get an answer. So our answer would be 1 times 1 is 1, and 6 times 6 is 36. So the probability of rolling a 6 then a 6 is 1 out of 36. So if we go back to we showed all the outcomes, and here it is. The probability of rolling a 6 then a 6 only happens 1 time out of the 36 white boxes. So that's where it shows all of the results. And we also did it here. The probability of rolling a 6 then a 6 is right here. It only happens in 1 place out of these 36 total options if we go back to the grade 7 stuff where we have to show our work. So if we now have to go on to say, well, we've seen a lot of examples with 2 die, but what if we had 2 different things? So here's one event, the 1 die, we're going to roll a die, and here's the second event, the spinner. When we have 2 independent events, 2 different things happening, and we want to figure out what the probability is, we can use a fraction times a fraction. Fraction, what are the fraction of the first thing happening? What's the fraction of the second thing happening? And multiply them. So here we have this, we want to roll a 3. How many 3s are there on this die? Assuming it's a normal 6-sided die, there's only 1. And how many sides are there total, or ways that it could go down? 6. On the second roll, we want the spinner to land on blue. So how many blues are there on this spinner? Well, there's only 1. And how many ways could it go down if you spin this? How many things could it land on? 4. So the probability of rolling a 3 and spinner landing on blue would be 1 times 1 is 1 across the top, and 6 times 4 is 24 across the bottom. So there's our probability of it landing on, rolling a 3 and landing on blue.